Yeah, I am, the last thing I said, not the first, but the last thing I said to the team was how proud I am of this senior class. When we first got here, what that crowd looked like to what it looked like today. Great for women's basketball, but if we're keeping it in-house, like really great for Carolina to have a crowd like that was a mix of friends and family, community members, students. It was just a really great environment. I'm really proud of the following that we've earned, and they gave us what they got, as did our team. Out rebound South Carolina these guys stuck to the defensive game plan as much as I could have asked. We clearly, if you had showed me that we would shoot 31% from 2 and 19% from 3, I would have thought we would lose by a lot. But we fought, and obviously on the glass we were really good. So South Carolina's a great team. They're big, and it was just a good college basketball game for all the fans.
Coach, after a pretty dominant first quarter and a really solid first half, what was kind of making it so difficult to replicate that energy in the second half?
I don't think it was energy. Maria getting in foul trouble hurt us. We were kind of tiptoeing around with some foul trouble there. 2 of her fouls on the offensive end are a problem. And so that gave us a shortened rotation at the big spot. And those bigs, because the bigs, it's not that they have to handle the ball, but it's so physical. So it's really tiring to play. And so they were able to shuttle bigs out and in, and we really weren't. But that hurt us a lot in that game.
Yeah, and what are your just biggest takeaways going forward? I mean, you guys are in a 3-game losing skid. What's the key to ramping up, turning it around?
Yeah, I don't. This is a different team. When we were in Florida, that was not the team that we are. I mean, I'm not joking when I say I had hand warmers in my pockets. And I mean, people were here that were there. I mean, it was really cold, right? And so that wasn't the team that. And then we had a lot of guys that were really injured, so we were kind of limping through it. This is the team that I recognize. And what do we have to do? We have to allow results not to define you, win or lose. I told them that. Win or lose, this doesn't define you, but it shows you what you're made of, right? And you guys are made of the right stuff. We're not good enough yet, individually or collectively, but we're made of the right stuff. So as we continue to move through this season, this will define that for us inside the locker room.
Courtney, you come away more proud. Talking over each other, sorry. Do you come away more proud at how close you were, or disappointed that you were that close and you walked away with a loss?
I think possession games can, they kind of go either way. We've been in our share of close games, not only this year, but in my career. Kind of expect that, the better you get, because the margins are really small. The difference between Carolina and in Carolina clearly isn't that big. Different strengths and schedules over time, so those kind of weigh out over time, different conferences. But I think I'm disappointed for them that that 3 late that doesn't go in. I mean, it just it's what keeps coaches up at night, right? What possession could have been different, but they didn't hire me here to be happy that we came close. Those fans didn't come out and sell out this arena to be close. They have high hopes that this program continues to grow, and so do we.
Courtney, you gave this powerhouse South Carolina team 2 good Sweet 16 games, and then tonight. Is there a common thread in those 3 games? Why do you play South Carolina so tough?
I think part of it is just, like I said, the margin of error is so small for both teams. I think there's a level of fight that high-level teams have that we've been able to show. And so we've just played them more maybe than some others, because you can say the same about some of the teams in our league. We've had really good battles with them, right? So just the margin of error between these great teams. Our game is so healthy, right? It's just so good. I mean, South Carolina's good. They're not untouchable. Carolina's good. We're not untouchable. That's just the nature of women's basketball right now, which makes it so exciting.
Alyssa, Coach Saylor spoke so highly of you and your hustle. I'm just interested in your state of mind right now. You give so much with being undersized, and you did a great job. So what's your state of mind?
Just going after it, showing up, ready to play, doing all the things that I know that my team needs from me, and just playing to my strengths, and just trying to be whatever my team calls for that night and for the season. I'm just ready to show up, and I'm ready to just contribute in any way I can. And tonight called for a more aggressive play and to rebound, try to get us extra possessions, and just do whatever I needed for our team to be as successful as we could.
I think she's being humble, super competitive. That's how she is in practice. I mean, she's super competitive. You know, the weekend that we had, she doesn't like to play on ice rinks either, clearly. And so we just told her to forget it and move along and be the Alyssa that she is, and she was.
Raise your hand if you have a question, please.
For Deja and Alyssa, from y'all's perspective, what kind of changed after that double-digit lead you all had? Obviously, it was pretty early in the game. So what kind of changed from kind of that point to how things played out?
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. I thought we were really good defensively. We were active. We were making them go to their third, fourth, fifth option offensively. So I think we got the stops that we wanted. I think what changed, we weren't getting maybe as many looks in transition once we did get those stops, and that led to either some quick shots or just some missed shots, honestly. And then eventually they capitalized on them a little bit, kind of back to back. So that kind of stacked up. But again, I thought defensively we were solid because we made them go to not their main options. So.
Marissa.
Coach, and I guess Alyssa too, you saw the two offensive fouls, you mentioned this from Maria, but she was able to play all 10 minutes of the fourth without picking up that fifth. And I just want to see what you saw from her and then what you saw in that other game.
Really, really good to see Maria rise to what we've asked her to do this year. You know, she's been a good player in our league, but we're asking her to be a really good player in a really good team, right? It's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility. And she handled, she was a plus 12 when she was in the game, and so she was able to play. We asked her, she asked about, she had 4 fouls, and I said, I wouldn't put you in if I don't want you to play hard. If you're going to get your fifth, it's going to be because it was, you were playing the game the right way, and that's what happened, right? So, she was vertical. I thought she was vertical a lot of times, but, she was able to stay vertical in the fourth quarter, and, we're better when she's playing well.
Yeah, Maria's a big key piece for us, and she's someone that we can rely on defensively and offensively. So just seeing her be successful tonight and so far this season, we're just really glad that she's on our team.
Yeah, Courtney, you guys shot, I think after you were up 24% the rest of the way after a good start. Some of that obviously is South Carolina, the way they defend, but did you like the shots you were generally getting over that stretch and just couldn't hit them or what?
Yeah, good question. Most of them, I need us to catch and release quicker. I think the fact that we've went on haven't shot the ball really well yet, I think has us a half a second delay, which isn't the shot you practice, right? You practice at game speed. And so there's a hesitancy still, way less than it was in the ice rink, but still a little hesitant. So I think we still are turning down some shots that we need to take. Whether we make them or not, we'll see. But and I think Alyssa's kind of found her kill zone again. So she had missed it for a little while, so she was a little bit out of rhythm with some of her finishes. So Lexi's still getting accustomed to ACC basketball, playing with us. So I liked him for the most part, not all of them.
Deja, I have a question. I wanted to ask your perspective on your mentality on how you helped push the game forward. On Twitter, Ivory Ladder was talking with Asia Wilson, back and forth. Asia mentioned that she was a fan of yours, and you invited her to come to the game. And I thought that was really poignant to get people to come out to the game and really just push the game forward. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, this is, women's basketball is on a high right now, and it's worth watching, especially this game, knowing that it was sold out before tickets even went on sale, and, this is a great game to come to, and just great battle, battle with the Carolinas. There's just a lot behind it, but the more I can use my platform to really push people to come to our games, come watch women's basketball, in general, I think is huge, and a lot of people seem to follow, and again, like I said, I think just really pushing for that is to see how good this team is and how good we can be. As much as I can push for that, I will.
Thank you.
Courtney, you talked at Media Day just about all of the off-season stuff that y'all did together. This is purely speculative, but do you think you would have been in such a good position to win this game had y'all not taken that time out this summer?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think the undertold story is the courage it takes to be a college athlete. These kids want it so bad. and they sometimes fail in front of everybody, right? And so what those experiences allow is for them to share in that this matters, right? And that you matter in this journey. So I think you get closer as you progress through the season, because our kids are closer now after this game than they were before it, right? But yeah, I think building, so we have so many new faces that are still adjusting and to what we're asking them to do, that it allows them to kind of huddle in and say, like, this matters, and I'm with you.
Ariel?
Deja, could you address the situation that led to the technical in the first half and then colliding with Cardoza in the second half, and then how hard it was to keep going with 4 fouls?
It's 2 competitive teams going at it, high level basketball. You're gonna have that chippiness. Both teams are competitive, so I'll just say that. The collision. It's a collision. It's a physical game, so it was bound to happen. And then the 4 fouls. I knew that I picked up too early. I just had to be smart, and got up with 10 seconds left. But yeah, just had to be smart throughout the game.
We got 2 more, Jeremiah and Caroline.
Courtney, without looking at it, I guess, on film, what kind of work for you all? You touched on the defense. What kind of work for you all from limiting Cardoso's touches? I think she had a lot of rebounds, but she only had the 5 shot attempts. What kind of work from that perspective?
Yeah, I thought we really locked in defensively to how we wanted to handle her. We didn't want to get caught on the high side. We wanted to meet her early. We wanted to bring help from various spots on the floor, so she had to see a variety of things. I think these guys feel really good, and they trust us with what the defensive game plan is, and they have a high level of ability to then do that and stay locked into it. And so we wanted to use quickness when we could, but there's a physical part of the game that we had to play with, and so Liz had to kind of guard 1.5. We were asking them to make that high post jumper. They made it a bit more than they had been throughout, but hey, it's a big game, and their guy stepped up. But yeah, she's a tough matchup. I mean, Deja played against her in the U.S. This summer. I mean, we played against her at Syracuse, and I don't think I ever saw a bigger human when I first saw her. I was like, wow, we don't have people like that in New Hampshire, right? And now, she's bigger, stronger, faster. I mean, she's even better, and what a great challenge. I think our kids really rose to it.
And Deja, I know in the 4th quarter you guys got the deficit down to about 2. What all kind of went into that, and what was making it hard to complete that comeback?
We knew that we were still in the game. We were very competitive. We, we're just telling each other we just had to get stops, collect stops, stack stops, and then run in transition. So the more stops we could get, and again, they were just making some shots that they don't usually make on a daily. But that's where I still like our defensive plan, because we made them go to their kind of last options. And again, I think we were being positive, staying in it as best we could, and we were getting some good looks, but all of our shots fell, so that was unfortunate, but I loved our fight.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.